I did once sit and count. I had 285 different symptoms.
It was just a normal life, really. I was just like a normal kid before my illness.
Unfortunately, life goes on. My name's Sam. I'm doing psychology and counselling. I'm just about to finish my first year, and I'm hoping to do a postgraduate to become a doctor of psychology so I can help those with chronic illnesses.
I'm Laura and I'm a student at Teesside Uni and I do TV and film production. It was just a normal life, really. I was just like a normal kid. I'm not really a sporty person. The only sport I did would be at school. But I had a social life before my illness, quite a big social life.
I was quite active. I was a netballer. I actually represented the county at a tournament. I was a member of the Guides and Brownies, and I'd done quite a lot of camping. Occasionally did some horse riding. Was always out on my bike, roller skates, always out there. The process was horrendous. It took me 3 years from me getting ill to actually getting the diagnosis, and it was horrible. Every single doctor I saw, they would take a look at their specific area and they would just tell me there was nothing wrong. It was very difficult. There was loads of times when me and my mum would just be sat crying in a doctor's office in the GP surgery because they just said that there was nothing wrong.
I took ill in the October of 2009 and it was constant trips to the doctors and they didn't know what was wrong, constant blood tests, and they all kept coming back fine. It wasn't until I went to a hospital appointment that they then realised what it was, and then I was diagnosed in the March of 2010, so it was a 6-7 month process for me.
I lost most of my friends. Most of my friends hadn't a clue, and it's very difficult when you have to push your friend down the street in a wheelchair.
Regarding friends, it did change me a bit because people's opinions of me changed because of my illness. I realised who my true friends were out of it. I was in a couple of different friendship groups and I realised who the true ones were after a couple of years.
It's a very individualised illness. You can go on and research it for hours on end and you'd still only get about a fifth of what a person with it goes through. And they couldn't understand. I was 13, and at that point everyone's wanting to go out, they're wanting to enjoy their freedom. Whereas I'm sat in bed, I go to bed at 9 at night. Whereas most people are just about to go out.
In the first year of being diagnosed, the 2010, that was quite a rough year because it was trying to manage it, finding out what it was and then working with a different doctor to try and manage it to be able to have a bit more of a normal life. That was probably the hardest time because that was when school hours got cut back and there'd be times my friends had asked me to go out and I couldn't always go out. I'd have to miss out on different things and even miss out on family occasions because of it.
They don't know how it happens. There's no treatment, there's no cure, there's nothing. It's one day you wake up and this is what you've got. They don't think it can kill. They're still not 100% sure, but they don't think it'll kill me.
Because it's such an unknown illness, or if anybody who does know about it, that they just think it is just pure laziness. And if they think it's nothing really, when there's a lot more to it. They think it's just tiredness, but there is a lot more to the illness.
They don't tell you about waking up in the middle of the night not knowing who you are. They don't tell you about the problems you have with your memory. The fact that you can't say who who your mum is. They don't tell you about the pain, and they also don't tell you about the other different conditions you can get with it. I've got 6 different conditions that are directly related to this one illness, and it wasn't mentioned until I got diagnosed with them, and they said, oh yeah, it could be related to it.
I'm a lot better now than I was when I was first diagnosed with it. When I was first diagnosed with it, or even before that, there was times where I'd be in bed and I couldn't get up just to go to school, or I'd go into school for like 10 minutes and then have to come home. Over the years, I've had a management plan for consultant, and as I've worked with that management plan, I've managed to like increase how much I can do. And at the moment, I'm on like a steady, like even keel with where I'm at.
I'm severely ill. I know that, compared to what I was like when I was younger. And compared to normal people, I am severely ill and severely disabled. But you can't really put a severity on it because it just changes from day to day. You know, yesterday I was laid up in bed nearly paralytic because of how ill I was and the pain. Whereas today I'm able to sit up and I'm able to speak and I'm able to do things for myself. It can change. So you can't say this is how I am, because tomorrow you may wake up with something different.
It doesn't define me as a person. They don't see it that way now. At school it did, but as I got to college and university, they kind of like look past it. I'd say as I've got like older and got more active, I've been able to like do more on my own. I drive, so I can like drive myself where I want to go rather than relying on lifts, because as much as driving is like a quite high energy, I'm able to do it, which I'm quite fortunate about, which means I can do more with people, so I'm not as restricted as I was when I was younger.
Main symptoms, obviously exhaustion. And it's not just, oh, I've not slept for a night. It's no matter how much you sleep, you never get any better. I have pain in pretty much every single part of my body. I did actually get taken into hospital one day and they gave me oral morphine and it didn't touch it. I have problems concentrating. I've broken and sprained so many different bones from loss of balance. My short-term memory's terrible. I have sensitivity to light, to heat, to noise. My diet's really restricted.
I mean, I'm friends with a couple of people on like the Facebook with the illness, and when they put stuff on about how they've been, and they've been like a lot worse than I have. They might have like a day out and they can be like badly affected by it compared to me, where I might not really be that affected.
I sometimes end up paralysed, and it can be partially paralysed, it can be just a limb, or it could be full blown from the neck down. First time that happened, it was a bit scary. Waking up and you can feel every part of your body, you can feel, you know, everything, but you just can't move it.
I feel like grateful for how it's like affected me, because there are people out there, like there's people who are bedbound out there, and I'm just grateful that it didn't affect me like that bad. As much as it's horrible for other people out there, I'm just lucky, and I feel like really grateful.
It's one of those things where you get an unexplained symptom and you don't know why, where to put it. You have to get on with it. Unfortunately, life goes on.